Hey, so if you're a coach, a consultant, or you have an online digital business, these are the fundamental pillars we'll be covering that you always need to implement right to make sure that you can scale. So if ever you have a bottleneck, you always need to come back to these. These are the fundamentals of having a successful online business. So in case you don't know me, my name is Robert Sands, and over the past few months, I've been able to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue for my clients using video acquisition funnels. So if you want to learn more, I'll just drop some links below and let's get into the video. So here are the three fundamental pillars of a successful online business. And even I would say the two fundamental pillars of having a successful online business. And this reminds me of the quote by Zig Ziglar that says, there are only two functions in a business. There's sales and sales support. So this is really what it's all about. After years of working my agency and collaborating with people who make hundreds of thousands a month, I've been able to see really a lot of business models and see that it all really comes down to these 2 to 3 things. Number one is the acquisition. So the first part when you go into acquisition is, let's zoom in here, the profitable and scalable offer. So this is the number one, and oftentimes people try to focus 90% of their attention on lead flow and appointments and then sales skills. But truly, if you want a successful business, you need to really spend a lot more time on building a profitable, scalable offer that solves a lot of your client problems and that isn't commoditized. So the most important thing when you're starting out, you're trying to build one skill, maybe become a freelancer and really sell that one skill. But as you transition, that's a good start and it's getting you into the online space. But as you transition, you want to transition to having an offer and remove yourself from being a commodity. So for example, if you're selling videos as a service, if you're selling, copywriting as a service or anything like that, you're always going to be commoditized to a certain degree. So what you want to do is have a stack of skills and something that's very unique and that creates your own blue ocean offer. So when it comes to a profitable and scalable offer, there are plenty of models. For example, the group coaching model plus course plus, one-on-one here, one-on-one spread out throughout the whole course of your client journey. There's, building systems. There are a few profitable offers in the online space. Even on the e-commerce side, you just want to have a product that's profitable that you can scale, or at least a sequence of products that that once you sell those together and that you have a good flow and they sell together, that you'll be profitable. That's a scalable offer too. So that's the first phase, and it's really about you figuring that out. So as you transition from just selling one skill or selling something that is more of a commodity to an offer, that's where it makes a major point of the difference and where you really unlock the profits that you can invest in lead flow and more appointments. So the second thing is sometimes people really focus on, I need more sales. Okay, but the issue there is how booked is your calendar? How's your lead flow going and appointments? A while back I was thinking, oh my God, I need more sales. And then once you get a sales call, you're like, okay, I have the pressure, like I need to close this person, but is this person the exact right fit for you? Or should you be saying no to this person and not taking on unique projects? So all of this and your self-esteem as well can get wrapped into this, especially if you're starting out, is you need to manage lead flow and appointments correctly. So you need a lot of appointments on your calendar so that you can say no to certain people who are the wrong fit. And you can say yes to the people who are the right fit. And then once your calendar is loaded up, the next phase is all about increasing your sales skills. So once you have that opportunity, and I wouldn't recommend just practicing on sales skills during calls, but you do practice them much more there. You're under pressure. You should practice offline, thinking about your sales calls, listening to them and taking notes on what you can improve and have a fundamental script that you use. But once this is optimized, then you can really start optimizing your sales skills. So there's no real point in just practicing sales a lot if you don't have a booked calendar. You're better off focusing all of your attention on lead flow and appointments to really jam pack your calendar so that you'll be forced to learn your sales skills and do the reps instead of wasting your time practicing sales skills when your calendar is empty. So if you've done this mistake, I know I have, and it's just about realizing the sequence of the steps. So number one, profitable, scalable offer. That changes everything, because when you market and you've got solid acquisition channels, for example, for lead flow and appointments, you're using Facebook ads. If you've got a solid offer, you're going to crush it. That's the first step. Then if you have solid lead flow and appointments, and you have a lot of booked calendar meetings, then it's all about the sales skills. And if you have good sales skills and you have a good offer, then you'll be crushing it. So that brings us down to the second section of a business. Okay, so the second level that you really want to work on once you've got more clients coming in the door and once the first section is solved is the operations. So in operations, what I've defined as our personal KPIs to be the most important ones are time to first win. So how fast can we get to that first win for a client? How fast can we onboard them? Like on Slack, for example, how fast can we get to their first video ad or ad that we're doing for them, and that we get the first client for them, something like that. Then what's the time to the final win? So let's say we promise a system. I know one of my friends, for example, he's offering a system that will bring you to 100K a month, right? So what's the time to final win? How fast can you execute that so that they get to 100K a month? Or how fast can you execute that to say, we're adding 20K a month to your business, if that's your promise, right? What's the time to final win like, and how can you shorten that? So those are the two most important things that define everything else in your business. And then there's the client satisfaction. So how would the client rate this? If you're working really towards the outcomes of the client and you're doing everything right on the communication side, then your client satisfaction should be pretty good. And so you just want to make sure that you're doing everything right, but this is going to be a kind of gauge, a third gauge to make sure that at least your communication is on point and that they're overall satisfied with what you're doing. So those are really the basics of operations that I've noticed and that you need to optimize for. So as Zig Ziglar said, there's either sales or sales support. Operation is basically the sales support. Lead flow is sales support. Offers is sales support. So you just really need to optimize everything around that to make it successful. But this is how you quicken up operations to make sure that you can onboard and have more sales overall. And that's it. After that, you've got the referrals here. And so the referrals, how to turn one person into 3 or one person into 10. So that's really the skill you want to work on after. I see a lot of people who don't really monetize their lists, don't really monetize their previous clients. I was speaking to one of my friends today. He's a coach. And, we discovered that his offer, basically the new offer he's creating, he could funnel everyone who previously took a training with him to this new offer. Instead of thinking, okay, this may be a new avatar or everything, he's starting to leverage everyone in his network. And he has 50,000 followers on IG. And he has a very solid relationship with a lot of his followers and fans and a lot of his previous clients. Then it's all about how can I turn one person into 3 or one person into 10. So that's the core focus. And you can do this through affiliate programs. You can do this through email marketing to upsell people into your current offer. You can, have referral bonuses when it comes to people onboarding, whether you give them a discount or you give them a discount to give their friends. So it gives them social capital to say, hey, I'm uniquely in the position where I can actually give you a discount. They don't usually advertise this online, but I think that you should really go for this. And I can now give you this social capital of you have 10% off the offer because you're referred by me. So there are plenty of ways to increase the number of referrals that you can generate, but that's the core focus. Once you've got these two other systems down, you've got to focus on the referral part as well. And that's what makes an overall successful business. So these are really the fundamentals. Of course, after that, there's always other aspects that come in, but these are really the global macro fundamentals that you need to focus on if you want to continue scaling or start building your online business and continue scaling it. And this is going to be effective for you if you're a coach or a consultant. and really for any type of business. But overall, I would say that we focus really on coaches and consultants. This is going to be very useful for you to map out. And one last thought I can leave you with, and I'll add this to the video, is what we usually do is we explore every section of the business. So for example, if we take time to first win, let's take this time to first win. What I usually do when I'm feeling, stuck, or I'm not sure what's wrong in my business, I take every single element of the business, and now we can focus on these main KPIs, for example, these main fundamentals. Say, okay, time to first win. What are the problems and bottlenecks right now in this section of the business? So what are the problems and bottlenecks in this section of the business? Let's make it a bit bigger for you. And then you just start answering. So you go, okay, well, not automated onboarding on Slack, or you can say lack of coordination between sales and fulfillment on a communication standpoint. So you need to, all of that, so you need to improve those. And what I usually do after that is every issue, we basically write the solution. So you go for problems, and then you go for solutions. So you can do it right down here. Say solutions. Create automated Zap to onboard on Slack, for example. Create automation message when sale is closed, something like that. So you can see, for example, that those are some solutions. Lack of coordination between sales and fulfillment. So is there anything else? There would be communication. Let's just say time to first win, right? What are the issues and bottlenecks? Well, I mean, we could keep it at that for now. I think you really understand the concept of you ask a question, you find the issues, and you find one solution for each. And if those are actionable, great. What you can do, for example, in this case, is I'm using ClickUp, so I can create directly a task and convert that to a task. So you just transfer it to your project management system, and you make a list out of it. But all these solutions, you just want to basically take the list and solve these problems one by one and keep scaling and improving your business. So that's basically it, guys. Very simple overview of how to build an effective online business that you can scale. And it always comes back to this. If you have any questions, just let me know. Just ping me in the comments below, or you can directly message me on Instagram at Robert J. Sands. And that's it, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.